Hi, hello there, and welcome to another spooky episode of An Anthropologist Watches Amberlynn Reid. Ooh, it's spooky season. And yes, we're going to do a retro react to Amber because she hasn't put anything out recently, and this is something that was actually requested, so I take requests when it's slow. Before we get into anything, I am an anthropologist by training. I am an archaeologist retired. Those are my credentials. And that's it. And anyway, before we get into it, I also want to say thank you to all of my subscribers. Thank you to my members. And thank you to everybody who's going to hit the like button. I'm not smart enough to put a sound effect in yet. Anyway, this is the I went to a weight loss doctor story arc that occurred roughly 4 years ago, I think it is now. And this is this is my hater origin story. I'm not even a hater, but you know, this is my villain origin story here. Amber goes to a weight loss doctor, and I'm sure, and this should be the video where we get to hear her sing his praises. And it's Amber. She doesn't even stick to the diet for very long, and then bails on it completely. And when Amber bailed on it, and the excuses that Amber gives for bailing on this perfectly acceptable diet plan that was given to her by a doctor who specializes in weight loss and morbid obesity, I was like, okay, you're not serious about losing weight. And you're never going to lose weight, so I refuse to give a shit anymore. So not only did I never really had too much faith in Amber anyway, but this like completely crushed any of it that I might have had. And I also was just kind of like, I don't even view Amber as like a real person sometimes. It's just kind of like a character on television. And these are just seasons, you know? This is the 2019 season. So I know this sounds kind of harsh and all that, but it's hard to stay emotionally engaged with and emotionally attached to someone who is so damn determined to do everything in their ability to not do the right thing. And so at this point, it's just a train wreck, and I'm just here to watch it. And that's a very sad statement. And Amber's even aware of it. Like, Amber's even aware that that's how people view her and does nothing to change it. So this is what she wants me to think of her, and so I do. Anyway, so this is the first video in a 3-video story arc. This is the I went to a weight loss doctor, the beginning of it. I will be cutting out the parts of this video that don't have anything to do with the weight loss arc, because I'd like to get all 3 videos into one video. And I do have her sped up to 1:25 because she talks slow for me. So let's just get into it, shall we?
Hey guys, so welcome to my new vlog.
Hi.
I'm Amberlynn, and it's nice to see you. I don't like that intro. Redo. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Amberlynn Reid, and welcome. No. Hey guys, my name is Amberlynn Reid. No. Hey guys, it's Amberlynn. I don't know. I just see some channels, they have like little introductions where they say the same thing every time. I know I say, hey guys, but it's just like, I wanted something different.
The problem with Amber is I'm like, okay, which creator was she mimicking with this one? Like, who is she copying here? Because that anything that is so out of character that from her normal videos immediately makes me suspicious that she's copying another creator from some other platform, if not also YouTube, because she's been caught doing it at least twice now by me, by people pointing it out to me, and then I'm going and checking it, and it's frightening how much she does it like beat for beat. Like, I wouldn't be terribly surprised if there's not a creator that whoever the creator is that she's ripping this off from was wearing a red shirt when they did it. So that's how creepy she gets about it. So as much as I want to be like, oh, isn't this cute and relatable? I just wonder who she's copying.
Just It's not flowing right. It's not happening. So anyways, hello. Welcome
Hi.
to my vlog. So today I am going to the weight loss doctor.
Yay.
I am nervous, but I mean, I gotta go. So I haven't ate anything today. I've been awake for a few hours. I really want to start whatever program he wants to put me on. I want to start today. That's like my goal, but I'm not sure how the rest of today is going to go, but I really do want to start today. So little recap. My highest weight is 572.4. The last time I told you guys about my weight, I was 567.0. So I want to put the weight in that I was today right here. All right, you guys, so today's the day where I see my weight loss doctor. There are some fans on, but okay, let's do this.
I forgot that she had those industrial fans going. Those things are loud. She must be deaf.
June 6th, I'm gonna weigh myself.
Yay. Let's go.
Hello. It's ready.
Five 562.2, and if you guys remember, the last time I weighed in for you, I was at 567.0. So that means in total, I'm down about like 10 pounds from my highest weight. And
I don't remember how long it took her to get this 10 pounds. And Amber always does the from my highest weight, no matter when she's measuring herself. So, yeah. I mean, if I'm like, I'm down from my highest weight, then I've lost... I'm trying to remember what my highest weight was. Oh, I was kissing 200. So, I'm down almost 50 pounds from my highest weight. I didn't lose most of that this year. This is so ridiculous. I've only lost 20 pounds of that this year.
I'm down almost 6 since I last updated you guys. So
here we go.
I just figured that's a good thing to document because today is going to be the first day, hopefully the first day of the rest of my life. Oh my God.
She says that every time she starts a diet.
That's so cliche and annoying.
It is.
They just weighed me 2 pounds heavier than I was this morning, but this morning I weighed naked.
Okay, first starts. Y'all know my opinion on the weighing naked thing. Unless you're wearing like fucking body armor, who gives a crap? Take your shoes off. Those are going to be the things that weigh the most. Whatever. Subtract a pound. Suck it up. Wear the same outfit. It's just stupid. Anyway, that's my opinion on it. Also, when it comes to scales and measuring and weighing things in general, this is good for cooking and for weighing your food and for weighing yourself or your cats. You have to use the same scale. And that's because every scale is going to be different. And we can have the discussion of the one at the doctor's office is more accurate than the one in your home. It doesn't actually really matter. And the reason why it doesn't matter is unless you're going to your doctor and you're only taking your weight measurements from your doctor's scale, you're going to continuously get different readings for each scale that you go to. When I was getting ready for my surgery, I went to 3 different doctor's offices and they weighed me every time I went. And all 3 of those offices have a different weight, gave a different weight reading for me. And of course, all of those were off from my home scale. So that the point is even through the doctor's offices, those 3 scales all read differently, my weight differently. Okay. My weight, obviously, like everyone else on the planet, fluctuates within a certain range. So yeah, you can say that accounts for it, but they didn't even write the weight down. And that's because they're just gauging within a range because they know their scales are going to vary from office to office. So Amber here freaking out about how she's 2 pounds heavier at the doctor's office than she was at home. I'm just telling you guys, either weigh yourself always and ever at home on the same scale or only take your weight measurements from your doctor because you're going to have a variance if you don't. That or Don't be trying to keep yourself at a point whatever weight and just accept that you're going to fluctuate somewhere around 5 pounds depending on when you're weighed between the two scales, okay? The more accurate of a measurement you want, the more it is important that you use the exact same scale every time. Consistency. That's the word I'm looking for. It's about consistency. It's not about accuracy. Obviously, you want your scale to be accurate as possible, but anyway, back to the story.
Yeah, that's your clothes. And also I have like earrings on now and stuff.
All right, after my whole rant. Yeah, Amber, your earrings are 2 freaking pounds.
So, I'm nervous.
What did she got
What?
that?
Me too. You're nervous? Why? I don't know. Oh my gosh. Hey guys, so I'm out of the appointment. I'll let you guys know how that went. But right now I'm just at Kroger's. I need to do some grocery shopping, obviously, because I have to start eating differently tomorrow. And the doctor, oh my god, I actually really liked him. He was stern, but he was also funny. Anyways, but he literally told me start tomorrow, so I'm starting tomorrow. But yeah, I'm just at Kroger's right now. Look how cute these soaps are. Look, oh my god, that one's.
She's still using the she's still riding around in the cart at this point. This is 2019. She's already admitted that this was like basically she was bedbound. So she's still riding around in the mobility scooter, and she is at her heaviest. She's heavier here in this video than she is in the current video timeline. Yeah, because I think last time we got a weight from her, she was like 524? Or at least that's what she's claiming.
Kind of like melted off in the face, but look. Oh my gosh.
I thought it was a unicorn.
And they smell so freaking good. Look.
Llama. She really does touch
they're
everything.
All $9, but they're so...
She does literally touch everything. I know people have made that joke throughout the years, but she really does just touch everything.
Amberlynn, where's your pink coldest water bottle?
Is the world's coldest water bottle. I don't think we ever see it again after this. This is one of those things that she had to have. I have no idea where it is these days. And I don't think she does either. I don't think she even has it. I think she probably got rid of it.
So the weight loss doctor, he was stern. He was honest. He was funny. And he seemed a little bit rushed, but I can understand why. Like, he had a whole bunch of people. Like, he's like the weight loss doctor of the world. Like, I love it. Like, you
went to go see Dr. Now? I didn't know that. Well, no wonder why you never went back.
can tell that he has just done this for a long time. He lost weight himself. Anyways, we're not like trying to go in the history of him, but I just want to let everyone know that it went really good. He did start off by saying, you need weight loss surgery. And he was explaining how it's so much money and that I would also lose weight actually slower getting weight loss surgery versus not getting weight loss surgery.
I have never understood this story here. I've been watching 600 Pound Life for so long now. Ever since I got the plague last, which was last week. I've been watching Shaun of Steel, and he's been watching 600 Pound Life. He watches other things too, but my point being, that statement doesn't make sense. And I think people called her out on this when she made it the first time. The whole like, you're gonna lose weight slower if you have weight loss surgery. I think what the actual problem is Amber is too heavy for weight loss surgery. So that's probably more what he told her.
And he explained it a little bit more, and he said that your best bet is to just follow kind of what I tell you to do.
Because I'm a doctor who specializes in weight loss.
And you'll lose weight faster. The thing is, this shocked me. He doesn't want me to lose weight super quick. He said about 8 pounds a month. And that got me shocked because, I could probably lose 8 pounds in a week.
Yes, which is the other reason why everyone had issues with this story, because that doesn't make sense. Amber very well and has demonstrated that she can lose 8 pounds in a week or more.
Especially in the beginning. But we made little goals, especially what he thinks is doable, where he wants me to be a certain weight on July 4th of 2020. And he did a certain weight on July 4th of 2021. And then he went all the way until 4 years from now. And 4 years from now, he thinks I can weigh 310. And
really? How much of the story is she making up?
And I know to a lot of people, that's like still like super heavy, like you're still obese. But he explained that me being 310 pounds 4 years from now versus me being 600 pounds in just a couple of months is going to be amazing. And that's the way to do this.
I don't know what's going on here, but I'm not... Since I have started analyzing every little thing she does, I'm not buying this story all the way, you guys. She is animated, though. I don't know. I can't imagine a weight loss doctor telling someone who is basically 600 pounds that they only need to lose 8 pounds in a month. Like, even Dr. Now in the first episodes of 600 Pound Life required his patients to lose 50 pounds in like a month or 2 months sometimes. And that was back when he was lenient. Now he has them lose like kind of high amounts of weight. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I don't see this. I don't see this story. I think she's changing. Well, obviously she's changing things up. I don't think this story is 100% factually true.
And I just sat there and I listened to him, and you know, I was honest.
Did you though? Did you?
To him about, you know, all the diets I've done and why I am the way I am, and he just was very honest. And it did make me sad when he was just like, I don't want you to die. And I'm just like, I mean, I don't want to die either. So I will be doing a certain meal plan, and I already went grocery shopping. I actually already filmed the video showing the groceries I bought and showing what kind of foods I'm going to be eating and what the meal plan consists of. And I was nervous to film that because like a lot of people have opinions, and a lot of people, I just don't want people's opinions to ruin my progress or to make me think like, oh, should I be doing this? Like, am I doing something wrong?
Quit reading the comments. We are not your doctor. You have an actual doctor who you should have listened to. Stop listening to the internet.
When literally a professional weight loss doctor told me to do this. So it's hard to sometimes come on here and be like, okay, so this is what I'm going to be doing, because just so many people disagree with like everything, and people just think that their way is the only way. And I think that's what's like the most frustrating, because it's like,
it's my
so
way,
many different ways to
my
lose
way,
weight, you know?
you're the highway.
I'm talking too much. But yeah, the appointment went good, and I don't know. Oh, this part. This part. Oh my God. He was like,
when she does that, I'm like, you totally make, she's making this part up. But she's already made she has already made a bunch of this story up already, in my opinion.
how often do you weigh yourself? I was like, you know, sometimes every day, sometimes 3 times a day. Sometimes I'll forget to weigh myself. Sometimes I won't weigh myself for 2 weeks, you know. And he looks at Becky and goes, throw away the scale. I'm like, you're going to do what to my scale? He doesn't want me to weigh myself. And
I believe that he told her not to weigh herself. Kind of. Okay, let me put it that a different way. I believe that he might have told her not to weigh herself, or especially not to weigh herself daily. But just judging by this face that I paused on, the rest of the story is completely fabricated. Or is at least crazily embellished.
until I go to his office again in 2 weeks, because I'm going back in 2 weeks to do like a checkup and see how well I'm doing, if we need to switch anything, if I'm losing weight right. And I'm just like, do what now? You don't want me to weigh myself. So I'm sorry, but there's gonna be like no, you know, weigh-ins from Amberlynn. But you guys will be seeing the way that I eat, the things that I'm eating, and you guys will be, you know, still part of that journey. And he also was like, what kind of activity do you do? And I explained to him, I can only walk about 3 minutes, you know? And he was like, I want you to walk for 2 minutes 5 times a day. So I was like, okay, we can make that work. So, you know, he's very...
I I don't disbelieve her. I mean, I think she was timing herself here, so we know how long she can walk at this point. Me, myself, I can't imagine not being able to walk for 5 to 10 minutes. Like, and I know even that's like a low number, but like not being able to walk consistently for 5 minutes is just blows my mind. And where the hell are you going to go in a 2-minute walk? Like, I guess in 2 minutes I could walk like the length of my apartment. I could walk from the furthest part of my apartment all the way up to the parking lot and back down again. That would be about 2 minutes, because it takes less than 2 minutes for me to do a drop off from a delivery. And that's usually from my car to the front of the house, stop, take a picture, turn around and go back to my car. That's usually about 1.5 to 2 minutes, depending on how far away from the front door I park. I guess that just blows my mind. I'm not saying it didn't happen. That particular number blows my mind.
Very realistic, but he's also strict. It's like the mixture of like everything you need, I feel like. So yeah, that's how the appointment went. So you guys, I'm just ending this vlog because I'm editing it, so I'm gonna end it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Tomorrow is my day 1 on program. I might do like a what I eat situation. We'll see. But I love you guys and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
You can see how her lipstick faded from the first clip all the way to the last clip. It's all nice and pristine here, and at the last clip, it's not. See, this is the same color she's wearing today in the modern episodes, and I don't know if she's just got more color on her face right now, like in her actual skin, or what, but this looks better on her in these. That color looked better on her 4 years ago than it does today. This is going to be the grocery haul. And I want to watch this. I want to get all 3 of these in the same video. So
let's do a grocery haul situation.
Yeah.
Grocery haul situation. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hi.
How you doing, boo boo? What you doing? How you doing? Okay, I don't know what that was, but I am going to explain. I have been debating back and forth if I wanted to make this video, because I know a lot of people have very, very, very strong opinions about what people eat.
Why do you care?
How people lose weight. So I know a lot of people have.
You literally have a prescription diet from a doctor who specializes in weight loss. Why do you care what the rest of the internet thinks?
So many opinions about what people put in their mouths. And a lot of people think that their way is the only right way.
It's the right way for them. Doesn't mean it's the right way for you.
So I'm kind of nervous to be making this video because I really want to follow my doctor's orders. I swear, like that, I've always wanted to say that. No, my weight loss doctor. I want to follow my weight loss doctor's orders.
If you've always wanted to say that, why didn't you go get a doctor like you just did? I will admit, I don't know how long she was very successful with the YouTube monies. So maybe up to this point, she hasn't had the money to do that. So I guess that could be an excuse, because she hasn't always had a ton of money. So there's that. So I could be answering my own question with that, but yeah. You know, now that I know the things that I know about Amber and her body language and the way she talks and just the way she makes up shit, I don't know how much of this story was real, you guys. I don't know how much of this story is real life and how much of this is Amber making things up. Which is interesting to me, because now I'm like, I know she went to the doctor. They were in the doctor's office. And I don't not believe that the doctor gave her the plan, but there's just other aspects of the stories and the way her body language was coming off. I don't know how much of it is how much of this story was true and how much of this was something Amber fabricated.
Because he's done this before. He has lost weight himself and he's kept it off for like, I think he said 15 years. And he has so many patients, hundreds and hundreds. I'm pretty sure probably thousands. I'm gonna be real. That he's worked with like in the past, like ever since he's become a weight loss doctor. Even just while I was there, like there were so many people in the waiting room and
I'm sorry guys, I have a massive killer migraine and it's just starting to get to me.
Every single one of them had their own story. Like you can tell some of them were super comfortable there because they were talking to the receptionist like they've known them forever. So it's very like, if this makes sense, it's a very grounding feeling knowing that people keep coming back and that people are making progress with this weight loss doctor and people like this dude so much that they just keep coming back and he knows what he's talking about.
The fact that it surprises Amber that people come back to the same doctor over and over again, that little detail is not lost on me, you guys. She doesn't understand that you go back to the same doctor multiple times. You don't just go to a doctor once and then never see them again. Yeah. She does that blank stare a lot. I thought I had like a 5-mile stare.
Because he's made tons of people lose weight. So...
See, she's acting like she's lying here. Am I crazy?
Yeah, this video is a like grocery haul / what am I going to be eating for the next 2 weeks because that's when I'm going to be seeing him again is in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, that's why we were all doing it for 2 weeks. I forget. So this is the diet that she'll get to it in a minute, I'm sure. This is the diet that a bunch of us did. A bunch of us like well, we were all small at the time anyway. This was actually the first technical reactions I ever did to Amber was trying her diet out for 2 weeks. I think I only did mine for a week and there was a reason and I don't remember what it was. I think because I was going to Texas to go visit my family. I have to go back and check those out again. But yeah. Now I remember why everybody was shooting for 2 weeks. I couldn't remember why everybody did it 2 weeks. And that was why, because she was only supposed to do it for 2 weeks and then she was going to go see her doctor again.
And he wants to check on progress, see what I've been eating, how I've been eating, how much weight I've lost. So I don't want to go into like grave detail because I'm going to talk more like about that in my vlog and such. But this video is strictly what I'm going to be eating for each meal that he told me to eat. I'm not just like making this up and pulling this out of my butt. I promise. He told me what to eat, how much to eat. Fun thing is, I don't have to count calories. I am so excited for that. I can't even. He told me the reason why he doesn't want me to count calories is
she does that every time. Every time she gets on a new diet. I'm not supposed to count calories, you guys. I am so excited to not count calories. And then literally the next episode. So I was counting the calories, you guys. And it's just like, okay, you do that thing that you were told not to do. You go.
Because he doesn't want me to get overwhelmed and stop. He says a lot of people who count calories fail. So I was like, that's true. I've been trying to count calories my whole life and look at where I'm at now. So for my first meal, I don't have all the ingredients.
The self-awareness sometimes catches me off guard because it's so quick and fleeting that it's a thought that she has and then it's gone and it doesn't stick around. And it's just like, if you could just hold on to some of these moments for like 10 minutes longer than you actually do, you would be in such a better place.
For that, so I'm going to have there's two options. I'm going to have eggs with bacon, which that's something that I personally love eating, and you guys know that. I don't have the bacon now. I have to go to the store and get it, because the store I went to earlier didn't have the bacon.
She just can't wait to go to another store.
Eggs and bacon is option number 1, and it was so funny, because I was like, I'm allowed to eat bacon? Oh, I didn't say, this is a high-protein, low-carb diet. I have never actually truly done low-carb, so I'm nervous, but, you know.
She's always nervous about food. She is the most nervous about food person I've ever met, and I've never met her, but she has food anxiety. Like if I've ever seen someone that I can be like, you have food anxiety, this is her. And it's not like she probably is anxious about running out of food. That wouldn't surprise me at all, but she's incredibly anxious about changes with her food. She's always going on about how she doesn't like to try new foods. She's always like, oh, I'm nervous. And it's just like, fucking eat the food. You know, what are you, 5? And so now she's nervous because she won't be able to have all of the carbs she wants. I mean, most of these weight loss doctors' diets tend to be high protein, low carb. So I'm just saying.
No, we're going to do what we can. I'm scared. I'm a little scared. I'm trying to stay under 100 carbs. So that's fun. Okay. So yeah, I was like, so I'm allowed to have bacon because there's a lot of people who like talk really mean stuff about me.
Where's my notebook?
Notebook, where have you gone? I need to write some stuff in you now.
Notebook, shiny and yellow. Do. I want to write a new 100 carb. Okay, go.
Me like eating bacon, and he was like, "Who are these people? Like, do they decide what gas you put in their car? What shampoo?"
Thank you, doctor, whoever the hell you are. We are not your doctors. Quit listening to us.
Who you use on your hair? And I was like, that's a very good point. So yes, that is option number 1 for breakfast. Or option number 2 is a protein bar. So
that green bar is not me, guys. That green bar is coming off of her video. Now, it might be my internet screwing up, but it is coming from her video.
These have a little bit more carbs than I would like, but I'm supposed to have a protein bar that's either 20 grams or higher in protein. So those are...
I don't like protein bars. Protein bar 20 gram pro. I don't like protein bars.
For my breakfast options just for this first 2 weeks, just to see, you know, how I do and such. So a lot of people are not going to agree with this, and I was pretty actually shook myself, but he says for either lunch or dinner, I think I'm going to do these for my lunches, to have a lean cuisine or a smart one or, you know, one of those frozen meals. But he said that he wants those meals to have 20 grams of protein and it has to be under 400 calories.
Okay, frozen meal. $20 grams protein and under 400 calories. Okay, go.
That is the only time that calories matter. Like, he doesn't want me to count calories, but he distinctively said, like, just make sure that is under 400 calories. So I got 4 for the next 4 days. I got a Power Bowl. This is adobo chicken. And by the way, I am not allowed to have potatoes. I'm not allowed to have rice. I'm not allowed to have anything like that unless it's part of my one lean cuisine or healthy choice meal a day.
Okay. Dr. Now doesn't allow, Dr. Now Now's diet is whole foods, and he doesn't want them eating out, and he doesn't want them eating processed foods. He wants them to cook everything at home. So every doctor's different, so I'm sure this dude has his reasons for this, but why is he insisting on a frozen meal, or more likely, did Amber insist on a frozen meal, and this is the compromise he came up with?
And that's it, because it's like a low carb situation. I'm not going to sit here and like do the whole nutrition on all of them, but all of these are at least 20 grams of protein. Actually, one of them has 19, but that's okay. And they're all under 400 calories. So again, this one's the adobo chicken, and that's from the Healthy Choice. This is from Eating Well. I've never actually had their food before.
That one actually doesn't look terrible. I'm not a big fan of frozen meals. They almost always give me heartburn.
This is chicken and fingerling potatoes. And then we have another Eating Well butter chicken masala. I love masala. It's so good. And the last one, Eating Well spicy Asian inspired chicken. I am super...
My problem with frozen meals is that the meat is always processed within an nth of its life, and whatever process they do to it, it gives me like the worst heartburn. And then the veggies are usually like mush anyway. And God help you if there's pasta involved. I don't know. They're just typically not my faves.
Super excited. So those are what I'm going to be having for my lunch. So the next thing is dinner. What am I going to be having for dinner? So
what are we having for dinner?
Just to put it super easy, he said, do meats, veggies. That's pretty much all you need. I was just like, okay. And I was like, so does it matter what kind of meat? And he said, no, any type of meat. And I love how he explained, you're still going to go out to eat. It's still going to happen. You're going to be in a hurry somewhere and you're going to have to stop at fast food. It's still going to happen. So he gave me tons of examples of what I can and can't eat for times like that. And a really good example that he showed me is like, say
her life is not that busy or complicated or rushed or crammed, packed, full of events. There's no reason why she needs to go out and eat. I mean, technically, she wasn't leaving the house anyway. And then later on, we're not allowed to leave our houses. Or it was highly recommended that we not leave our houses. You know, it's just, why can't you stay home and cook?
You're like in a super big rush and you need to get some food in and you're like out doing something. Swing by the McDonald's, get yourself a cheeseburger, take off half of the bun. And I was like, okay, I've actually seen a lot of low carb people do that. So anyways, for my...
You know why you take off half the bun? Because the other half is glued on there. With the cheese and all the crap from the burger.
My dinners, I really love turkey burgers, so that's super just easy. I put these on the
all natural, super processed turkey burger. She did like her turkey burgers. She likes turkey burger and chicken sausage. And to be in her defense, I don't like turkey, but there's this chicken sausage that I get from Aldi, and it's got veggies in it. Is it cilantro in it? Whatever it is, I'll have to dig it out. It is delicious. Hands down, one of my favorite processed foods ever. Love that crap. It is a chicken sausage, so. In her defense of chicken sausages.
Air fryer and bam, ready to rumble.
Oh, so you did have an air fryer and you do know how to use it. Huh. So you had an air fryer back in 2019 that you knew how to cook turkey burger in. This is shade to 2023 Amberlynn, who pretends it's like she doesn't know how to operate a freaking air fryer and does it in such a way that it gives me heart palpitations. Anyway.
Another option is my chicken sausages. This is something else that people make fun of me about. That's super unhealthy. You're not going to lose weight eating those.
I mean, they're probably not the healthiest thing ever, but as long as you're not eating like the whole entire package in one go, you're probably fine.
My weight loss doctor thinks otherwise.
Okay, to be smarmy. Did you show your weight loss doctor those sausages? And were you like, this is the sausage I'm going to be shoving down my gullet. Are you 100% sure this is on plan? And he was like, yes, Amber. Those specific sausages, those Simple Truth sausages from Kroger, those are on plan. Did he say that? Did he say that to you?
And then I got some steamed fresh broccoli and cauliflower. So what I figured I'm going to do with these is every day I'm going to have one of these.
So you were able to eat broccoli. This comes into play later, by the way.
Half with my lunch and half with my dinner. For snacks, he named off 4 different types of snacks. He said, which one of these do you like? Do you like beef jerky, almonds, cottage cheese, or Greek yogurt? And I was like, I mean, I like all of those. I don't like Greek yogurt, but I didn't want to seem...
Does anyone like Greek yogurt? I mean, I know people eat it. But are you eating it because it's supposed to be good for you, or are you eating it because you genuinely like it? Because I don't. And I honestly don't know anybody who does. I know people who eat it, but I don't know anyone who actually likes it. Anyway, what are my choices? Jerky, cottage cheese, almonds. I don't like almonds. Jerky, it gives me heartburn. I'm sure we're all noticing a trend here on the things that give me heartburn. So I guess it would be cottage cheese.
Super picky. So I thought he was going to be like, okay, well, you know, if you need a snack, or I thought he was honestly going to say, have a snack in between each meal, because a lot of doctors say to do that.
almost all of the weight loss doctors say no snacks. 3 meals a day, no snacks. Because there's other weight loss doctors that pop up on Shaun of Steel who aren't Dr. Now, and they do the same thing.
So I was expecting him to say, you know, choose one of those, switch it out so you don't get bored, da-da-da. No, that's not what he said. He said, choose one of those snacks and eat that every single day for the 2 weeks, and then come back and see me and tell me if you're sick of it. And I was like, okay. So he's like, which one do you choose? I chose peppered beef jerky.
I like peppered beef jerky, and I like Jack's Links. Because is there another brand? Is there another name brand jerky? I know you can get off-brand jerkies, but Amber doesn't eat off-brand if she doesn't have to. So, yeah, okay. Isn't Jack Links the one with the Sasquatch? Or Bigfoot? God, those commercials are funny.
This is my freaking favorite. This is my favorite brand, favorite kind, favorite everything. So what he said to do with that is he said, have one serving, eat it, and then walk away. And he said 30 minutes later, if you really feel like you need more, have another serving. He said you could do that a few times a day, but he said that I'm going to get sick of it, so then I'm not going to want to snack as much. I don't know about that because I love me some beef jerky, let me tell you.
Beef jerky's processed, so it's actually designed to taste good and stuff, especially the like commercial brands. So this is another part of it where I'm just kind of like, really? Maybe if you were eating almonds, maybe if you were eating cottage cheese, maybe if you were eating Greek yogurt, probably 100% if you're eating Greek yogurt, because I'm sorry, no. But beef jerky's processed to be palatable and to be, well, hyper palatable. And hyper palatable foods don't have a, what is it called? The food exhaustion point, like the taste exhaustion or something. It's basically you become satiated and you don't want to even taste it again. Sorry. But hyperpalatable foods are designed to circumvent that in your brain. So it's just one of those things, like things that make me go,
So I'm gonna be real. I am very nervous. I am very nervous to do this program and to work with this doctor and to eat this way, because this is very much like how a person eats after they get weight loss surgery and stuff.
It is nothing like how a person eats after they get weight loss surgery, because I've got a friend who just lost weight who did it, and I'm very curious as to what they eat. And I think she's finally able to have ground beef. I should check in with her and see what she's allowed to eat now.
And I didn't get weight loss surgery, so I'm not used to eating low carb. I've never really done low carb.
Lots of people eat low carb who haven't had stomach surgery. It's called keto. Jordan.
I've had low carb days on accident in the past while counting calories, but I've never strictly tried low carb and actually stuck with it and did it for a while. But this is what he wants me to do, and I told myself over and over, no matter what this guy tells me to do, I'm gonna just do it. And that's scary for me that I'm
Mark those words, embrazen them. I don't think that's the right word, but do that. Put them in your brain and hold them there for the next 20 minutes.
My weight, my life, my, like, how well I do, and everything inside of someone else's hands. That's the part that freaks me out. But I just know that if I do what he says, then I'm gonna make progress. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. I need to learn how to talk before I film. So I just know that, and I just hope, because all weight loss doctors are different. Like, that is something I very well have noticed. They all, like, have their own different plan in the way.
How many damn doctors have you been to at this point? Like, how many weight loss doctors has she seen up to this point? That face right there. That's a face. That's the, I'm not drunk yet. You're drunk. That's that face. Sorry. But seriously, how many weight loss doctors has she seen at this point? This was the first one for me.
Way of losing weight. I just hope that this one works for me.
She's just talking out her ass, isn't she? That's what's going on here. Because she just said, this is the one that works for me. And as soon as she says that, I know she's just talking out her ass.
He has helped so many people that I do believe that it's going to work for me.
Okay, it's not a matter of belief, Amber. You make it work for you. You are the one that makes it work. The universe does not come down like the magical blue fairy and turn you into a real boy. You are the one that has to make the diet plan work, and spoilers.
I'm scared of change, and this is a big change. And I know I'm going to get a lot of negative comments about the food, about the program, about this and that, but I'm not here to hear it. Like, I'm not here to hear it. You know, everyone has an opinion about something, and I happen to not want your opinion on this situation.
Oh, great wise man once said, and I literally don't remember who said it, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one.
I'm just really excited to kind of, you know, do better, to lose weight. And yeah, I want you guys to come along on my journey. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye. Okay. Gone through this. Okay, so up to this point, we have gone to the doctor. We have talked the doctor up, as we usually do. This is the cycle. Go to the new doctor. Talk this new person up. He's the greatest doctor ever. He's the doctor of the world. He is slaughtering fat left and right. And I will be his next success story. Okay. Then we went to the grocery store. We bought a whole bunch of new food. We brought it home. We did a grocery haul. And then we got a lecture. We lectured the audience and blamed the audience for all of our past failures because the audience is opinionated and I can't not listen to the opinions of the opinionated audience because reasons. And so now, but then we declare that we are determined and we will not falter and yada, yada, yada. Now remember, this video of I went to the doctor and to the grocery store, the grocery haul is the same day. The timeline is very important here. So this video and the video that we watched prior are both from the same day. Anyway, the amount of time will be interesting. Please follow the timeline.
So I wanted to talk to you about the weight loss doctor, the program, kind of like how I'm feeling, what I'm doing after the high and the newness of it kind of has worn off. I really want to make this video short, sweet, to the point. I'm going to try my hardest not to ramble, but I do have a lot going on up here.
Girl, same. I haven't figured that one out yet either, so let me know when you do.
A lot I want to talk about. I feel like I'm totally going to forget everything because I didn't write any notes. Usually I do. I'll write.
I do not for a goddamn minute believe you write notes for your videos. Nice try, though.
Some videos where I just have a lot to say, but I didn't do that this time. I'm just going to, you know, go off the whim and really just talk about how I'm feeling and what I'm thinking. So as you guys know, a couple weeks ago, I went to a weight loss doctor. I was so excited. I was like amped up. I was
a couple weeks ago
nervous, but more than anything, I was excited because I was finally going to see someone that could possibly change my life forever. And I was just thinking a lot of positive thoughts.
Is she sunburned in this? She looks sunburned, and specifically like down here in her cleavage line, she looks sunburned. Anyway.
I was sending myself positive affirmations, and I really, really wanted this to be good for me. I was so like amped and like high off of just the thought of finally putting my life and my diet, my food into someone else's hand instead of my own, because
which you very well could have done, but
I have failed time and time again. You guys know that. You know, the thing is, I fail each new diet change, but I never, ever stop and truly just give up.
Okay.
That is something I will never do. It's kind of like when you first learn how to ride a bike, you keep failing and falling off, and it keeps happening. You keep falling. But what do? You get back on that bike and keep trying.
Okay. Do you know how to ride a bike? Because yes, I'm being sassy. And secondly, your analogy doesn't quite work because you don't do something different each time you try to get back on the bike. You just do the same thing until you finally don't fall over. And then, you know, eventually you ride the bike and you stay riding the bike. That face right there, that is the mood. Okay.
To me and for me during this journey, I kind of feel like I'm riding a bike, trying to learn how to ride a bike. I have fallen off this bike more times than I can count.
It's a wagon. You're falling off the wagon. I refuse to accept this bike analogy. For no reason. This is arbitrary.
And yeah, I'm a little afraid of getting back on. I am terrified of falling harder and harder each time because it seems like that's what keeps happening. But I still get back on. So for some reason I thought,
I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bike.
All of it was out the window. My fear for change was gone. And I was going to do whatever this doctor told me to do. So I was going in super optimistic through the whole situation. And, you know, when you're on a high and you don't sleep on it, you kind of act kind of manic, or at least for me, I do. You know, I am bipolar. So it was a little bit of a manic situation. I was like, yeah, let's do that.
She's bipolar, you guys. You kind of act manic. Kind of?
This thing, no matter what he tells me to do, and all this stuff.
Why? Okay, so I already know what happens. And if you haven't been around, I mean, you shouldn't be surprised by the end of this. But most of you know what's happening. I'm sorry, guys. My head's just splitting open, by the way. Anyway, the way she is talking and setting this story up, especially since I know what's coming, it's as if she has made some grand discovery that she was catfished by this doctor, that this doctor wasn't really a doctor, you guys. It's just kind of the way she's setting this up and the atmosphere she's creating for this great revelation that she's going to have here in a minute. It's just like she's setting up a story as if she was someone who has been duped in some way. And really the only person who's duped her is herself. But
so I was ready for it. Went to the grocery store. I was going to change my whole life, you guys. I slept on it. I woke up the next day and I was ready to eat the meal plan that he told me to eat. If you guys don't remember, that was 2 eggs, 2 pieces of bacon in the morning.
Or a 20-gram protein bar, because I wrote it down.
For my snacks, I was allowed to have beef jerky.
Or cottage cheese, or almonds, or icky yogurt, and you chose the jerky. That was a you choice.
For lunch, I was going to have a TV dinner of my choice.
Do they still call them TV dinners? That kind of ages you a little bit, I think, the TV dinner thing. I think they're just frozen dinners.
And then for dinner, I was going to have a turkey burger or a piece of chicken and some broccoli. See, when I say broccoli,
we saw the bags. It was broccoli and
it
cauliflower.
feels very weird on my mouth. And I'm going to tell you guys why. I'm not saying this is a bad weight loss doctor.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
He's probably freaking amazing.
I mean, earlier you were telling us he was the doctor of the world.
But I do find some things odd and strange. And I had time to kind of rethink, rehash, and...
She's making shit up. Look at her. She's over in her lie factory over here. This is her lie factory. In case people never watch. God damn it. Somebody told me the name of the channel that used to do body language breakdown of Amber. And as soon as they told me, I was like, oh yeah. And I have since forgotten it again. Loved that channel though. Anyway, this is her lie factory over here when she's doing this kind of a story. Just FYI.
Figure out if this is right for me. See, the thing is, I've had a lot of...
She looks up here and then she looks down here real fast.
You know,
there she goes looking down here real fast.
Weight loss doctor you see,
and then she has to keep looking down here.
Sometimes you don't even need to see a weight loss doctor.
And then she keeps... Yeah.
You know, and all this stuff. And
she keeps looking down here.
I didn't want to believe it. I was like, no, this is going to be my one and only. I'm so excited.
And she was making shit up.
But let me...
Keeps looking down here. Okay, the reason why I keep pointing that she's looking down here is because the drawing your gaze down, what is it, down and to the left? Yeah, so that would be my left. Drawing your gaze down and to the left is a sign of dishonesty and deception. So the fact that she's continuously doing it, every freaking other word that she says, tells me she's making shit up. And then when she's coming up with like the actual details, she's up in here making shit up. Okay.
Just talk for a minute. So the first thing
she's making up the details. She's making the details up and then she's delivering them down here. So she's making up the lie and then she's being deceptive and delivering the lie.
I found strange is that
See?
he didn't think weight loss surgery was right for me. For someone my size, a lot of people my size, they get told that weight loss surgery is right for you. This is how you're going to save your life.
And I don't know if she's wrong. I mean, and I do think it's strange that he didn't say weight loss surgery was good for her, but I do suspect instead of actually saying those words, I think he said something more to the effect of, you need to lose weight before you can have the weight loss surgery. And the reason I say that even now is because we know through the fake weight loss surgery storyline that we just got done doing, they wanted her to lose weight before they would operate on her as well. Part of it is she's basically 600 pounds in this video here. And the other part of it is they want to see that you're dedicated enough and responsible enough to have a surgery where you could potentially hurt yourself quite badly afterwards if you are incapable of following basic directions. Amber.
But he didn't want to give me weight loss surgery. I had told him I had the money, and he still explained to me he didn't think weight loss.
That quick blink, that's a mental see, I just did it myself. It's a mental reset where you're shifting gears or you're refreshing. It's like a computer.
Lose weight. And I was just like, okay. Second thing is
looking down
this
again,
broccoli
making
situation.
details.
So we were going
looking
back
down.
and forth, and he was telling me what to eat, and he was telling me what kinds of foods I like because he didn't want me to eat things I didn't like, obviously. So
looking
he didn't
down,
mention anything of fruits and vegetables. Not a single thing.
He literally told you to eat vegetables through your own damn mouth. He said, for dinner, eat meat and vegetables. Also, all of those lean cuisines that you put, or there weren't lean cuisines, but all of those frozen meals that you held up, every single one of them had vegetables in them. Okay, but go on. Go on.
And for some reason that shocked me because I feel like a good nutritional diet is to have fruits and vegetables. And I remember because I kept trying to
deception,
he kept just talking
blinking, the resetting.
He talked a lot about himself, which I enjoyed because he was talking about a lot about his experiences and stuff. But he kept going off on something else when he was trying to tell me what else.
He was rambling, like you're doing right now, because you're giving too many details, because you're lying. I watched too many interrogation videos too. We all know they're lying when they start giving you too many details. And then this one time I went on this bus train, and it was a yellow bus train, and it had these red seats that you could sit inside of, and there were people in the seats, and everybody of the people, they were all wearing blue t-shirts. And I thought that was really strange that they were all wearing blue t-shirts. Anyway,
I'm supposed to eat throughout the day. And for some reason, I even said this in the video before, he kept forgetting to tell me about what I should eat for dinners.
You didn't say that in any of the videos before. As a matter of fact, you said, what am I going to eat for dinner? And you looked down and you smirked and you looked back up and you said meat and vegetables.
And so finally, 3 different times, I was just like, so yeah, you didn't tell me what I have to do for dinner. And I felt kind of annoying, but
you did, huh? That happened?
Was the thing. That was why I went there. He was supposed to, tell me these things. He looked at me and he's like, so what do you think you should eat for dinner? And before I could even say anything, Becky was sitting and she was like, I'm thinking chicken. He was like, exactly. Just a piece of meat. You can even go to McDonald's and have cheeseburgers if you.
That's not what he said either, according to your own story from earlier.
Just take off the bun. But he wasn't mentioning fruits and vegetables. And for some reason that just surprised me for some reason. So I was like, well, do I have, stuff on the side? Do I have veggies or whatever?
This conversation never happened.
Broccoli? And he was like, yeah, that's fine. But he was like, make sure you don't have a lot of it because it's filled with tons of carbs.
That right here. This is the face of deception. This is deception right here. If you will all recall, because it's part of this exact same video, this is not the conversation that occurred. As per Amber's own description of the conversation, the doctor told her to eat meat and vegetables in the same breath. She didn't even breathe in between those words.
And I was just like, okay. For some reason, in my gut kind of twisted a bit. You know how when you should trust your instinct?
You don't have instincts, and that blank stare tells me that.
Trust your gut and your heart and what that says. I was like, okay, so he'd rather me eat. I'm not saying anything's wrong with bacon and stuff. Have that in moderation, of course. But he would rather me eat sodium-filled beef jerky, and he'd rather me go to McDonald's and have a cheeseburger over broccoli. For some reason, that churned me in my stomach. It made me feel weird. But I ignored it because I was ready to listen. Okay,
according to Amber's own words. Oops. There we go. According to Amber's own words, her choices were jerky, cottage cheese, almonds, or Greek yogurt, and Amber chose to eat the beef jerky. Now, if she hadn't gotten the super processed Jack's Links jerky, which by the way is delicious, but if she'd gotten like actual true beef jerky, it doesn't tend to be as sugary and salty and, you know, preservative laden, but it's also not Jack's Links, and you can't usually find that. You can't usually find unadulterated jerky in a grocery store. The only place I can find it anywhere around here is either when I go to the Renaissance Festival or I go to a French and Indian War, Revolutionary War reenactment, or there's one booth at the Southeast Asian food market that happens here around the weekends, and there's one guy there who sells either a peppered version or a plain version of jerky. And that's it. Those are the only places I can find jerky that isn't super honest, super processed. And that kind of jerky is good for you. That kind of jerky doesn't have a crap ton of salt and a crap ton of sugar and a crap ton of other things to make it highly palatable. That is the beef jerky that I'm sure the guy was talking about, because it is high protein. And if you're going to have a snack, that's the snack you want to have. Anyway. But I don't even have to read her body language to know she's lying, because we watched the video together of this story, the original story. And B, this is a symptom of girl world. And I mentioned this in the most recent Jordan video that I did, where the girls in girl world like to take their stories, they like to alter and change them and completely fabricate them at times in order to make the story suit their need for the moment. And this is just like chef's kiss example of it, because it's not even 3 days at this point. I know she said a couple weeks ago, but I don't even think it's been a couple weeks for real. If you follow that, somebody had the timeline all written out one time. Anyway, it's just a completely different story.
Everything that he wanted me to do. So he told me to eat exactly what we planned out and not to do anything different.
Which would be under 100 grams of carbs. For breakfast, it was eggs or bacon, or a protein bar with 20 grams of protein in it. For lunch, it was some kind of frozen meal that was under 400 calories and had 20 grams of protein in it. And for dinner, meats and veggies. And you could snack on jerky, cottage cheese, almond, or Greek yogurt. That was the plan. I wrote it down.
So I was like, okay, that's going to be easy, because that's what I like. I want someone to tell me exactly what I'm supposed to eat. But it's like, I feel like there's a right and there's a wrong. I asked him, should I log my food somewhere?
I want somebody to tell me exactly what I want to hear. That's what I want. I want somebody to come and tell me not to change anything that I'm doing, because what I'm doing is perfect.
Because he wanted me to stay under a carb limit. And
of 100 grams, which is actually pretty damn high for low carb.
He said, no, don't log your food. And in my head, I was like...
He told you not to count calories. That's not the same thing. You can track what you're eating, and you should, without tracking the calories. You just write down 2 eggs, 2 bacons, 6 bacons, because that person's name amuses me greatly. But you just leave it at that and move on with life. You know, like, what is a serving of almonds? 9 almonds or 7 almonds or something like that.
Then how do I know how many carbs I'm staying under? Because he gave me a specific number.
Because you actually write this shit down. You don't have to count your calories to know how many carbs you've eaten. They're separate numbers. They're still numbers, so you still get to count something. 2 and 2, Amber.
And then I was
2
like,
and
well,
2.
should I count calories? And he was like, no, don't worry about calories, because I don't want you to become obsessive or anything like that. Just follow exactly what I told you to eat. So I was just like, okay. I was really excited not to have to count calories, because that is like my least favorite thing to do in like the whole world. It's so overwhelming.
Don't flail like that. Stop it. Stop. Ouch. There we go. Now we're happy. Yeah, she's a happy baby. Yes. Yes. My happy girl. Yeah, she's my little purr baby. My little purr burry. I'm going to watch Amberlynn.
It was the next day, and I was following plan exactly like he told me to do. And it was about the day was over halfway over. And normally I don't really like eating breakfast. You guys know this about me. So my day was kind of off.
Damn near every video she ever does where she's like, what I eat in a day, she has some kind of breakfast. So, we know you.
Kilter already because he wanted me to eat breakfast. So I was just following plan.
God forbid you eat breakfast. We don't like our breakfast either, do we, youngin'? Gosh, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. She gets cranky. She gets cranky when she doesn't have her breakfast. She will come and get me. It is the only time of the day she likes eating wet food. She must have her breakfasts. Yes, she must. That's how she keeps her girlish figure.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to do something he told me not to do. I decided to go on my MyFitnessPal, and I decided to log my food on there. Everything that I was going to eat that day, because everything was...
Which is, honestly isn't terrible, because you got to be tracking your carbs. So MyFitnessPal will track your macros. Most of the apps will track your macros, and that's what you need to know.
Set and scheduled to go. And I still had dinner to eat. So I was logging my food, doing my thing, and I was excited. I was like, okay, I could probably eat like this every day. I don't have to eat tons of fruit and veggies. Like, okay.
You know, a lot of people do eat that way every day, and they're fine. I mean, Hungry Fat Chick, for example. Candy apparently is killing it, from what I hear. Somebody told me she was down like 150 pounds or something like that. Go, girl. She's apparently, right now, Candy is... I don't watch her, so I'm just hearing these things through other people's channels. But apparently, right now... Stop. Just be a baby for a minute. That face. Anyway, apparently Candy is the lightest girl in Girl World. She's also the only one that has successfully lost any amount of actual weight. So, you go, Candy. We are all rooting for Candy, aren't we? We are. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. I have no idea what's happening. Yeah, you want to go get down and beat up your brother, don't you? Josh, you want to go get down and go beat up your brother. All right, go on. That's probably more than enough of you for the video anyway.
If I could lose weight and not have to eat those, cool. Because I should believe everything a weight loss doctor says, right? See, it sounds like I'm being like rude. I'm really not. This is just like...
You really
how
are.
I feel for me and like...
For
my
me...
body and my situation. But anyways, so I logged everything and my sodium was over 4,000 milligrams.
There's no... Yeah, I was going to say something about sodium, but I'm going to let it go, actually. Again, you're the one who picked to eat the jerky.
I think it was at 4,600.
Also, bacon can have a lot of calories, and she eats that pre-cooked bacon, which is very tasty. I do like it, but it is also like a sodium bomb from hell.
I'd be dead. Yeah, it was at 4,600 milligrams, and that took me aback.
That took you aback.
Especially because the calories. The calories versus the sodium completely shook me.
Oh my God. There were calories and sodium? I don't keep track of my sodium, I'm not gonna lie. It is the one thing I don't keep track of because A, I don't use a lot of salt in my food. I actually probably should have more. And B, I'm not convinced it actually does anything detrimental to your health. I know. People will say that they have high blood pressure and that they went on a low sodium diet and that it helped them improve. And if it did, cool beans. I'm not knocking it for you. I'm just saying I just don't think, in my non-medical opinion, I just don't think there's a lot of evidence that's tying sodium to a lot of things, actually. Because there's a lot of other factors that usually go into people who have issues with sodium, most of that being processed foods. And I'm just saying there's other factors that contribute. And I think those other factors are actually more detrimental than the actual sodium. So anyway, not a doctor.
It was like 720 calories. That was all I was going to eat every single day. And I was like...
I think when I did this and I counted up my calories, because I stuck to her diet as... Okay, I stuck to the doctor's diet as close as possible. And my calories were coming out somewhere near 11 to 1200. I mean, they were still pretty damn low, but my calories, I'll have to go back to my videos and check them out. My calories were nowhere near as low as she's claiming they were. So, I mean, just doing the mental math right now. 2 eggs is like 140. 2 bacons is roughly 140, give or take. So that's what, 380 plus a 400 calorie frozen meal. What's that going to be? 780. And then if you eat dinner, you're still looking at close to 1,000, if not 1,100 calories. It's still low, very low for someone like Amber, but that's kind of the whole point. They want you to eat very, very low so that you drop weight quickly. And that's not counting snacks. I mean, each dip into that jerky bag was probably 100. So let's pretend like she had 3 of those in a day. There's 300 calories in snacks. So, because I know if I had a serving of cottage cheese, that's close to 100 calories. So she was easily eating 1,200 calories, if not more. Nothing near what she normally eats, but this is just another one of those examples where she goes off. She's lying, but it's mostly because she's ignorant. And the 700 and whatever calories, if she only counted breakfast and dinner, or breakfast and lunch, ignored dinner and probably all of the snacks she'd had that day, then yeah, she was only around 700 and some odd calories. But as my very basic crap-ass math in my head proves, she's wrong. She can't even count calories correctly.
Like, my eating disorder,
Like if she ate enough jerky to get her sodium up to 400 and whatever, 4,000 and whatever she had it at, she would have had to have had at least 2 servings of the jerky, I would assume. And like I said, each serving of that is probably somewhere between probably 70 and 100 calories. Well, let me see here. So I just looked it up, and for Jack's Link's original, I'm not going to go any deeper than that. It's 80 calories per serving with 11 grams of protein. So even then, she still would have had to have had at least 2 servings of that. We're sitting at 780 calories with just breakfast and lunch. So we add in 2 servings of Jack's Links. That's another 16. That's 160 more calories. So just with breakfast and lunch, she's got 40, carry the 2, 7, 8, 9. She's sitting at 920-ish, 940-ish calories. That's just with breakfast, lunch, and 2 snacks. Then those aren't even like perfect numbers, you guys. That's probably lowballing it. And she doesn't count calories correctly. Anyway.
and like everything that's happened to me in the past with like food and like everything just like came rushing back, and I started thinking of Octavia, and I started thinking of my binge eating disorder, and
Octavia.
I was just like, what? 720 calories?
You hadn't had dinner yet, and you weren't counting your snacks. I mean, yeah, it was probably going to tap out around 1,200. Don't get me wrong. That still probably would have set her off, but it's not Octavia. It's not Octavia numbers.
I can't do it. See, and it's not even just like, oh, but I can like stop eating that and add more of that to my diet and, you know, make sure I don't have as much sodium, but like higher my calories. I couldn't, because he told me distinctively, this is what you're going to be eating every single day.
Yes, and he also told you could have vegetables for dinner. And you stated that you were going to have half of that bag of broccoli and cauliflower for lunch and half of it for dinner, which means he probably also told you to add vegetables to your lunch, because why else would you mention that? That's just very random for you. And I don't see you just randomly adding vegetables to your lunch meal, especially considering that meal was already pre-made. So he must have told you to add vegetables to your lunch. Okay, so And then he gives you no portion sizes that you mentioned. So I'm going to assume there were no portion sizes and you were just supposed to sit somewhere between 20 grams of protein per meal is what I'm going to guess, because he told you to have 20 grams of protein for your protein bar and to have a frozen meal that was 20 grams of protein. So I'm going to guess that he probably wanted your dinner to be around 20 grams of protein as well. Okay, that's just me making a logical leap. All right. So since you don't have portion sizes, and as long as you hit your 20 grams of protein and you stay under your 100 grams of carbs, you could have eaten as many vegetables as you wanted, because vegetables have bupkis when it comes to calories. Even the starchy ones usually don't have that much, unless we're counting potatoes, which we're not. Okay. So you weren't eating enough. And if you eat enough carbs, if you eat enough vegetables, the roughage will fill you up and you will not feel hungry. Okay. And that's the point of losing weight. You want to feel satiated without eating a crap ton of food. Okay. Or a crap ton of calories. That's why a lot of people eat these big ass salads for lunch, not necessarily because they like them, but because the roughage fills you up. But Amber knows all this crap about nutrition, you guys. That face is a mood as well. I need to save all of these and just do one of those mood boards. The many moods of Amber.
And I don't know. I want to know.
That was that reset.
Is 7, and I couldn't because he told me distinctively, this is
watch. She's gonna do a real quick flutter blink, and that's a reset, which means she's being deceptive.
And
watch.
I don't know.
There she goes. Right there.
I want to know. DM me if you want. Is 720 calories every single day? Is that okay for someone? Especially when there's like really no fruits and no vegetables. It's all very like processed meats and things like that. And it's like a lot of sodium.
The only processed meats that you were supposed to be eating were the meats from your jerky. You know what? I didn't even think about the sodium that could be in those frozen dinners. So yes, those frozen dinners probably do have quite a bit of sodium, but there's no way for me to know. So we'll check that out later. But I still stand by she doesn't know how to count calories, and I still stand by she's had at least 2 snacks because it's Amber.
Is that like okay? So before anyone clocks me and they're like in the comments and they're saying,
dude, I already clocked you long before this. It's okay though. Keep going.
You eat, tons of sodium on the daily basis anyways.
They're not lying.
You guys, I am trying my hardest to find a sustainable, doable, healthy, nutritious, not malnourished type of lifestyle.
And Lecturelyn has entered the conversation. Look at that face. She's already disgusted with us. You guys, you just don't understand nutrition like I do.
If I'm going to be starting a new diet plan and I truly have to try every single day not to eat the junk that I want to eat and to become a healthier me and lose weight,
which you would have done if you'd stayed on this diet.
I don't want to be doing something unhealthy.
It wasn't. You were fine. You would have been perfectly fine. Don't worry. Because he didn't tell you not to eat vegetables. You're lying.
I thoroughly believe that you should trust your gut. And I have done this so many times. I know I'm annoying. Hate me. I'm sorry. But it's just like, this is my life and my journey. And I'm trying to find what is right for me. And
fabrication.
I know what's right for me. And it's like staring right at my face. It's just like, pick me. And it's just like, it's so obvious what's right for me. It's so obvious what works for me. I just have to do it. I know a lot of people are going to be mad.
Then do it.
A lot of people are going to be upset with me, but I'm not.
A lot of people were very mad and very upset. I wasn't either of those things. I was just done. I wasn't even mad done. I was just like, well, why should I care if you don't? And yeah, I do remember there were a lot of people. She lost quite a few subscribers, as I recall, around this point. This is actually this is, I think, the first time I saw such a huge backlash. Was this before or after Shrimpgate? I can't remember. But this one, she got so much backlash for this one. I was mildly concerned. Because people really did crawl out of the woodwork just to be nasty. And, yeah. But, I mean, if you don't give a shit, why should we give a shit?
My doctor's plan anymore. I don't even think I'm ever going to see him again.
You were never going to go see him again anyway. We already knew that. Well, okay, we didn't know that yet. Because me, was still an innocent little lamb who had some faith. I'm not in any way scarred or traumatized or like my life is not over and my worldview did not shift or anything when this happened. It was just, this was the point where I was just like, oh, okay. You're not actually trying to lose weight. You're not actually trying to improve your health. You really are just a train wreck and we're just watching it go off the rails. Okay, fine. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Now that I understand what the premise is, what the actual story is here, I'm good. Okay, I'm fine.
I don't feel comfortable eating only 700 calories.
Because you weren't eating only 700 calories, you're not calculating in your dinner. As I've stated 9 times now, but whatever. I'm going to keep doing it.
And having over 4,000 milligrams of sodium.
That's your own fault. Because you chose jerky. Okay? And you could have looked at the sodium content of those frozen meals that you picked up. So that, again, on you. You made those choices.
It just doesn't make sense to me. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I want to be able to eat.
That right there. We don't even need to finish that sentence. I want to be able to eat. I have said, since I've started reacting, that Amber's dream job is mukbang. She wants to be a mukbanger. And that is Amber's dream job.
Vegetables. I personally like vegetables. I
mean,
I don't eat them every day. But like when I'm on track and trying
that jump. When I'm on track. I know my jump cuts are pretty rough too.
Though, better me. Vegetables are key. They make me feel better. I want to be able to have some fruit here and there. Moral of the story.
You're lying.
700 calories, over 4,000 milligrams of sodium. Doesn't make sense.
Does it ever?
Doesn't add up in my brain.
Does it ever?
It's not right for me. But
is it ever?
I let everyone know, don't you fret. I have not given up.
She's totally given up. That's what the whole closing her eyes thing was. She knew she was getting ready to tell us a big whopper of a lie and she was like shielding herself from it.
I'm back on the bicycle and I'm going to be making a whole other video. Well, I think it's just going to be like part of a vlog or something. And girl, I'm going to be weighing in again because he wanted me to throw away the scale and I'm just.
Yep, that probably was a pretty smart move too, but then we couldn't get expressions like this.
I'm not. I need to weigh myself. I am almost 600 pounds. I'm like 40 pounds away from 600 pounds. I need a scale
to do what? Like, that scale that you're using, if it's the same scale that you're using today, supposedly that scale doesn't go over 600 pounds or it topped out at like 550 or something like that. Obviously it goes over that because it was giving her 575 pound weight. So anyway, my point being is once you got to 600, it wasn't going to give you a proper reading anyway.
Tell me I am not getting closer to that number. Like that's what? If you see a weight loss doctor and they tell you things.
Ah, yes. And big sister Advice Lynn has entered the conversation. You know, all of the great experiences that Amber has had, the long exposure, you know, just the long in the tooth experience. Lynn is going to tell us everything we ever needed to know about weight loss doctors with her gray hair wisdom of all of the time that she has spent listening and following the directions of weight loss doctors. Tell us how it is supposed to be, oh great Lynn.
That are just downright, like, not something that you feel in your gut is going to work for you.
You didn't like that he told you you had to go on a diet. That was the part of your gut that you didn't like.
Because trust me.
She's like every other fucking person on my 600-pound life. I'm actually going to stop here because she just goes on to tell us how she's so much smarter than doctors. But I do want to say this. Amber, I've been watching way too much 600-pound life. Shaun of Steel is awesome, by the way. If you don't watch him, you should go. But every single one of those 600-pound life people, like, I must be a monster because I don't have pity for damn near all of them. There's a couple of them that I'm kind of like, the ones that actually give a shit and actually try, those are the ones where I'm like, okay, I can be sympathetic. But the rest of them are just whiny and privileged and spoiled and nasty and abusive, and I fucking hate them. And I have no pity for them. And Amber is all of those things. She's spoiled. She's demanding of the people and her caretakers around her. She's abusive to her caretakers around her. She demands, she gets what she wants when she wants it, you know, these kind. She's even admitted that when she doesn't get what she wants when she wants it, she throws a fit and the binge monster comes out, and she's mean. Her and Becky both were on a video where Amber was explaining basically her abusive behavior towards Becky and justifying it with the binge monster, even though Amber doesn't have binge eating disorder, you guys. And I'm sorry, I don't care how you want to paint that one, that's abusive. See, like, I'm not one of these people that doesn't think Becky wasn't in a shitty situation, because Becky was in a shitty situation. Anyway, that's my point. Okay, so Amber is, and they always, those people on 600-Pound Life, they always have an excuse as to why they don't do the diet, and they can't do the diet, and they shouldn't do the diet, and Dr. Now doesn't know what he's talking about because they're special somehow, and he's not treating them the special way that they specially need to be specially treated. Everything that those 600-Pound Life people do, right here, right freaking here. They lie, they cheat, they blame everyone except themselves. They get mad when they don't get the surgery because Dr. Now doesn't play. And then they kvetch about it to the rest of the world and play victim. All right. Okay, anyway, this video is really long and I got to edit it and my head's killing me. And I'm going to go put an ice pack on and probably go to sleep, because usually that's pretty much the only way this goes away. So thank you all for coming along this far in the video with me. I hope you guys stuck it out. I hope you enjoy the retro react. Going back over this, I see a lot of things now that I wasn't able to see back then just because I wasn't being analytical about Amber and her videos. But now that I've done the reactions that I did and I like tuned my eyeballs, like I do see so much stuff, and I'm just like very skeptical of the truth of any of it, honestly. And yeah, I believe she went to go see the doctor. That's obvious. But I think most of that conversation that she told us in the first video with her doctor, I think it was either embellished, which probably is more truthful, or she was adding details that weren't there to begin with. Okay. So there's that. I do believe the doctor gave her this diet because it was very specific, and I don't trust Amber to come up with such a detailed lie, because she'd have to actually do research to lie about it like this. So, and she doesn't do research. But then the grocery haul was just interesting to see what she chose, because those were the foods that she picked to be on his diet. And of course, that video is where we got the explanation of what the diet was altogether. So then in the third video that we watched in this story arc, you notice that the story is completely different. Suddenly she's not allowed to have any fruits or vegetables. The fruit part is probably true, just going off of the other diets that I've seen the other doctors put people on. They don't typically want them eating fruit, but they're fine with them eating vegetables as long as they're whole food. Dr. Now doesn't even want you eating frozen dinners. He doesn't want any processed foods whatsoever. So the fact that this doctor was okay with the frozen dinners, I'm a little sus about. I feel like that was probably a compromise because Amber knows what's best for her. Kind of a thing. You never know with her. So obviously the second recounting of the story, going to the doctor's office, that obviously is just full of shit. It's just absolute BS from basically the moment she starts telling the story until I paused this video a minute before it's supposed to be over with. She is lying her ass off. And I think she was lying in the first two videos as well. Not pure fabrication as she's doing in this video, but there's definitely some embellishment that was going on there. And I think maybe she had already started tweaking the doctor's rules because that's what works for her, you guys. And I think like she does every time, she was setting herself up so that she could duck out of this. Like, I don't even think she does it consciously. I think it's just such a reflex for her now that she just sets herself up so that she has an out because she's already planning to fail. Amber plans to fail. Most people plan to succeed. Amber plans to fail. It's not even that she fails to plan. She literally plans to fail. So okay. So anyway, I need to go. I'm very sorry. If you have made it this far in the video, go ahead and leave your favorite protein down in the comment section. It could be a steak, it could be a chicken, it could be, do they have tofu? You can put tofu down there. Edamame, you could have an edamame down there. I mean, put your favorite kind of protein down in the comments, the emoji down in the comment section. I guess if you just want to type the word out too, that's perfectly fine too. So if you just want to type out what your favorite protein is, that's awesome too. Go ahead and hit the like button since you've made it this far. You obviously stuck around for something. And again, you may as well subscribe if you're here. So, hey, stick around. I'd like to say thank you to all of my subscribers. I'd like to say thank you to all of my members. All of you rock. And all of you that hit the like button, y'all rock too. I'm going to go and take care of my owie brain. Before I go completely, though, I do want to say I did this once because I was being smarmy. And I wanted to be part of the in crowd, you guys. So I did this 4 years ago now. I'd like to give this a shot again. And I'm going to write this all out as a post for you guys as well. But I think I'm going to do this deadly diet again. I'm going to do Amber's deadly diet again. And I'm going to do it for 2 weeks this time because the first time I only did it for a week. So I'm going to give this a shot again. Not right away. I'll let you guys know when I start, but this is going to take a little bit of planning just because I also have to feed my partner who is not going to want to do this. He'll humor me, but he doesn't want to join me on this one. I don't blame him. I wouldn't do it either. But I want to see if I can get the same weight loss results doing it this time as I did last time. And I also want to go back and watch those videos so that I know what I did last time. But I think I'm going to do the deadly diet again. And I think I'm going to release it as members only material. So, or at least I'm going to do the whole, like, members get to see it first and then release it to the general public. So if you want to see it, then, and you're not a member, I will entice you to become a member. I am trying to come up with more stuff for my members because they are very special people to me. And I want to make sure that they know that they're special to me beyond getting pictures of my cats. And yeah, so look forward to me setting this up in the near future. We're going to do the diet again, you guys. We're going to do this diet again. We're going to do it. We're going to see if I die and dry up from all of the sodiums that I'm going to eat here. I don't know if I'm going to do bacon, though. I kind of got off bacon, but I'm not eating protein bars for breakfast. I hate protein bars. They're just candy bars. Anyway, that's enough rambling. I will see you all in the next one. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to leave your favorite protein emoji down in the comments section. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye!